All right, first off, I'd like to say how excited this team is to have all our fans, former Letterman, and fans back in Denton for homecoming this week. It's always a special time when we can reconnect with old friends and represent the former players who are back to watch us play. We are happy to return home to Apogee for the next 2 weeks. This team is motivated to accomplish its mission to be undefeated at home. This season and the next opportunity will be against a really good UTEP team. I'm proud of this team for continuing to find ways to win. They never get down on themselves. They always have a belief that they can win regardless of the situations. And, we've trailed in the second half of each of our last 5 games. And 4 of those 5, we found a way to win, and that shows great resiliency and leadership from our team. We haven't put together a complete game yet, and that serves as a huge motivation to these coaches and these players. And the pursuit of reaching our mission is what drives this team. So we have, we love the position we're in, but we still understand we have unfinished business. And UTEP's going to come in here very motivated to play. It'll be a very competitive game, and we have to make sure that we're focused in on our preparation, which will allow us to have an opportunity to win through that preparation. With that, I'll open it up.
Obviously, with last year, UTEP, y'all went to UTEP and y'all lost pretty soundly. Has that been a motivating factor for y'all coming into this week?
It better be, because they dominated us last year. Let's be honest. In every aspect of the game, they were more physical than we were, and they coached better than we did. And so, again, each week in this league, it's going to be a battle, and you got to be prepared. You got to prepare the right way, and make sure you carry over that preparation from the week to the game. And so, yeah, we're motivated.
In general, what do you know about this UTEP team, and how do they compare to last year's team that y'all faced?
Schematically, very the same. Defensively, I think maybe their numbers don't show it, but they're a very good defensive team. I think at times they've maybe gotten worn down a little bit, had some injuries. But, on the back end, they're very solid. They're long. They're very physical. Their linebackers play downhill, and they'll hit you. And, again, they've had some young guys play up front and really kind of come into their own. They feel, you can watch them from early on in the season to see how much progress they've made throughout the season. And offensively, they're going to run the football. They're good up front, pride themselves on being physical and establishing the line of scrimmage. At times they've struggled this year, but you can tell over the past 3-4 weeks, you can really see them. They're competitive, and they've been in competitive games. They've had opportunity to win some games that maybe haven't gone their way, but again, they're going to be very motivated. I can promise you.
How impressed were you with Jeffrey's ability to bounce back from the Old Dominion game to the La Tech game and just have a much better game?
Yeah, it was big. It was big for us. We really needed those guys to have a big game. Thought we did a good job up front. I mean, those backs ran hard. I thought Jeffrey, he ran extremely hard, which is when he kind of gets in that rhythm and that mode, you can see signs of being special. And I thought he had a great game. And that was a huge reason why we won this football game this past week.
Bryce, is there any update on Bryce English, or is there any thought of a medical regime?
Yeah, it's frustrating. Still not, he's not going to be ready this week. So the medical thing, we're still working with compliance and looking at all the different options, seeing, what those options are. So I don't know if that'll be the case, or when he gets back, we'll play him whatever he has left. So I think some of that will depend on the compliance, side of things.
Has UTEP looked any different since Mike Price took over
You know, schematically, no. I think, you know, I know Mike does an unbelievable job. He's had, over the years, he's proven to be an unbelievable head coach and a great motivator. And, you know, I think they're playing physical. And, you know, they're close. You know, you look over the last stretch, they've been in some really good ball games against really good football teams, and you know, lose to West Kentucky by 1 point. And as you look through the tape, I mean, some of those scores aren't indicative of really how the game went. You know, a lot of those games are going down to the fourth quarter, really in the second half. So you can tell that motivation's there. They're playing hard and well together. Just again, hadn't been able to finish off a couple games, but you know, it's going to be. They're all dogfights. Every week is going to be a dogfight, and we just got to continue to focus more on our preparation and understand who we are as a football team. Understand that, you know, no matter what, we got to find ways to overcome adversity and find a way to win.
You guys just feel good about where you're at as a program now?
I don't feel good where we're at as a program yet. You know, I feel like some of that takes place after the season and kind of how you finish off. You know, I think there's always things that we got to continue to work on. We're still, you know, every single day trying to get better within our culture. You know, just understanding who we are and each week how we got to prepare and, you know, talk about being selfless, tough, and disciplined, not only on the football field but off. And so we still have a lot of growth that we have to get accomplished. And, you know, I still, again, talked about it a little bit a while ago, we still haven't played a complete game. And that gives us a lot of motivation to keep growing, keep getting better. We still haven't reached our full potential.
What would winning the West mean for the program, you think?
Well, it's big, isn't it? Right? You know, competing for a championship, that's a standard that, you know, we want to leave a legacy, and that's the standard that we want to set for not only this year but for the future and building a consistent program.
As a coaching staff, how do you ensure that your team doesn't overlook an 0-9 UTEP team?
Again, just by what we have to play for. You know, we still haven't locked up anything. We got to go out there and, you know, compete and continue to win football games. And again, every week they're going to be battles. Last year, again, they dominated us, and so we understand if we don't go out and play our best, they're fully capable of beating us.
JoJo really came through for you guys last week. Were you proud of what he did, and can you talk about a little bit about what he's done?
Yeah, he stepped up big, played every snap, and felt like he handled it very well, played his most complete game, and did a lot of really good things. He was one of the guys on defense this past week that I felt like played really well. Him, and I thought Rod had a really good game as well. So those two guys were huge. And yeah, I was happy to see JoJo, you know, a young guy like that who is continuing to grow and get better every week, you know, getting the opportunity that he had. He showed that he can step up and make plays for this team.
You think he's got a pretty high ceiling?
I do. You know, and again, with all those young guys, it's the consistency of week in and week out getting better. And sometimes that's the real challenge, you know, with some younger guys, just having the maturity and, you know, to understand that you got to continue to grow every week, or, you know, and focus in the same every single week to have that consistency moving forward.
Well, his brother was a heck of a player at Rice, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
You see any similarities there between those players? Or?
You know, I didn't see his brother a ton play, but, you know, so the similarities, I'm sure there is, but you'd have to ask somebody else that. You know, I do think that he has a high ceiling, and I'm excited about the way he competed this past week. Now we got to build that consistency and get him to continue to get better every week.
What are your thoughts on being able to clinch the West here at home during homecoming?
That's big. You know, it'd be great for our fans, our alums, you know, our former players, our students, all the people that come out and support us every week. You know, that's the opportunity you want in November. So that gives us great motivation to go out and play well.
But that just give you, even add to the momentum you've got as a program to, you know, to do that at home in front of everybody and just kind of keep that mojo going.
Yeah, and anytime you can, I'll take it anywhere. I mean, to go out and win and have an opportunity to go play for a championship on the road or at home, it's special. But there's also, you know, being here and for all the people that, again, have supported you and come out and root for you, and that's big. I mean, it's an opportunity for them to, you know, be here with us and be a part of it, you know, in person. So.
Why have you guys been so good in close games? The reason why you're here largely is because you've won a ton of close games in league play. Is there something about this team that, you know, just helps you guys in those tight situations?
I think the chemistry, you know, and they're a very resilient group. It's something we've talked a lot about, you know, throughout the season is just finding ways to win. It's not going to always be perfect. We haven't peaked. But I think through that chemistry, the teams that overcome that adversity the quickest, week in and week out, I think are the teams that usually win football games. I mean, you're going to have adversity throughout every game. And our team's done a great job of just playing the next play. I mean, each unit has stepped up for each other. Whether the offense is maybe not moving the ball as well as it would like, the defense steps up and makes big plays, and vice versa. You know, when something happens defensively to where, you know, maybe we haven't played as well, the offense has stepped up and made some plays. So that's what it takes. There's no finger pointing. It takes that chemistry to understand that, hey, just keep playing. Good things are it's gonna turn. Good things are gonna eventually happen, and just give ourselves an opportunity in the fourth quarter to win the game.
What's your relationship been like with Ren Baker, and what has he meant to this program so far in his tenure?
Got a great relationship. Ren's been unbelievable. Again, the things that he's done coming in, his leadership is the best, you know, some of the best I've ever been around. And he understands the importance of giving your student athletes the resources necessary to be successful. And, you know, he cares not only about them as athletes, but as people, and just trying to mentor them. And, you know, he cares a lot about them. And he's great with the people he works with. It's been unbelievable. So we're blessed to have him.
From your point of view, what are some of the things y'all are doing to ensure that your team plays the complete game?
Working. I mean, every week it's continuing to stress, you know, our strengths and weaknesses. What are they? And you got to continually work on them. You know, you got to continue to build your strengths up, make them stronger. But the big ones are you got to understand what your weaknesses are and where you've been deficient. You know, a big part of that was this past week, you know, just talking about third quarter, second half, being much better and really stressing it as a group, as a team, you know, working through it in practice, changing some things up maybe as you come out of the locker room. So there's a lot of things, not only, you know, schematically or the consistency, but also understanding, all right, where have we been poor and how do we need to make it better as a group.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thanks,
Thank you.
guys.